Today we're going to talk about the adventure 2018, May the 18th.
I hope, I dream, I wish to catch a big fish, and I do it when I can. I'm a happy fisherman, and I do it when I can. I'm a happy fisherman.
That was the time when we actually met Will. Can you tell us how it happened?
I was out on my own that day. In a previous boat. It was glass out. It was like glass. Flat as. I hadn't done too well that day. And I was heading back to the boat ramp. And I'd caught you in the corner of my eye, waving, asking how I'd gone. And replied back to you, I haven't done too well today. And you insisted, come and fish this spot. You gave me some yakkers.
Yakkers, yeah.
And you'd taken off back to the boat ramp. And before I knew it, I was on a gummy, nice gummy. A little while after that, hooked another one. And then a 7-gill, probably about 8.5 foot. And luckily, we exchanged numbers. And we've become good mates ever since.
We did. So since 2018 we fished Portland, we fished Port Phillip Bay upside down, and we caught a lot of fish.
We have.
So, and yeah, that particular day it was glass, and me and Mima bagged out in less than an hour. And we had big fish as well, and that, but we had actually 3 gummies and schoolie. So when you went past, we said, stay, fish here.
Yeah. And that's what it's all about. And, you're helping each other out. Somebody needs a hand. It's not hard.
Let's have a look at this video, and I hope you enjoy it.
Cheers, guys.
This was a day to remember. The water was glass, and we were at Pinus Channel, east side of Mud Island and 10-meter depth. It was outgoing tide, and it was just before lunchtime. As we got there, we were on. We started with a nice gummy shark, which was a really good sign. Then Mima was on. In meantime, even the other rods were getting hit. As she had it closer to the boat, we seen it was a poor Jackson shark. That was not a good sign. But not long after, she was on another gummy shark. This time the gummy shark was all tangled up. We took a few pics and it was time to get back to work. On the other side of the boat, I was on another shark. This time it was a little school shark. Even it was just a pup, it has some sharp teeth that can do some damage. After a few picks, it was time to send it back. Not even 5 minutes later, double hook up. This time something a little bit more serious. Mima's one managed to break off, but I had my one for over 25 minutes, and what do you see? Big 7-gill shark. The aim was to touch the leader and then cut it off. The 7-gill is one of the oldest species of sharks we got around. Some people do keep them, but yeah, no, I don't think they're worth it. One fact about them is that they do eat gummy shark pups. So I had it on the side of the boat, touched the leader, and then she was free. after another monster. This was a good workout. As I felt it was just another 7 gill, I decided to lock the drag. I managed to get it closer to the boat, but then she turned and that was it. I took a few minutes break and then the game was back on again. This time was our target fish. We landed another gummy. The yellow tail yakka, that was the key today. I would slice the fillet from one side of the fish, then I'll chop the head off, and the leftover with the tail and the bone in the middle, that's what I use. I normally use double snell rig with 6-0 Redis circle hooks, 80-pound leader, and I would set up a running sinker that I normally attach to a swivel. This is a standard setup that we use in tidal waters, chasing gummies and the rest of the bottom fish. While we were filming my rig, another hookup. This time it was a big diamond ray. I have to say that was my 6th rig that I had to cut it off today. This was the time when we met Will. We put him on our spot, I gave him some yakkas and he's done really well. After that moment, we become really good friends. On the way home, we stopped in 6-meter depth just to try for some squid. We managed about a dozen, and the best color jigs today were the black and the orange one. To top up the day, I hooked a flathead on a squid jig. That was first for me. We do get them on soft plastics, on lures, on any bite that you have available. But this one decided to take my squid jig.
We hope you enjoyed our session at Mud Island. Mud Island is one of our favorite places to fish all year round. Many species of fish pass through this area. Most popular is Gummy Shark, followed by King George whiting and squid.
The water depth around Mud Island varies. We mainly target gummies in Pinus Channel, about 11-meter depth, or the west side of Mud Island, which is Simmons Channel. Simmons Channel somehow has bigger fish, but keep in mind the current through here, it's strong. So you're going to need big sinkers.
The squid and King George whiting we normally target in 6 meters depth. The east side of Mud Island, between the island and Mussel Farm, it is the prime squid ground. In the next clip, we will show you an adventure from the 2nd of January 2021, fishing with Jerry and Misho. You'll see how many different species we catch, and there is some great underwater footage as well.
Enjoy.
Alright, on this occasion we left Ray Boat Ramp and headed for Mud Island. The weather was really good. The goal for today was to get some live bite, slimy mackerel or yakka at Mud Island, and then target kingfish in the rip. With me today, Jerry, Misho and little Chico. We anchored at our 12-meter mark, barely a little bit, and it was on. Just a few meters below the surface, we start getting some decent-sized slimy mackerel. Standard paternoster rig with slice of pilchard did the trick. On the other side of the boat, Misha had his rig lower and closer to the bottom, so he managed to get or drop quite a few yakkas there. Sometimes we even had doubles and some line tangles. Underwater was busy as well. Lots of hungry yakkas just a meter off the bottom. We did cast the heavy rods in hope to get some decent fish, but all we got is some banjos and few small flatheads. In this area around Mud Island, you'll find lots of squid. This one was holding onto Jerry's bite all the way to the surface. So what we do in this situation, we just drop a squid jig right next to it. While I was preparing the squid jig, Jerry managed a few more slimy mackerel. At this point in time, when I checked the underwater camera at home, I saw lots of King George whiting passing by. Unfortunately, we had no idea, and we fished top of the water column. In between them, a few nice red mullet, which is a really good table fish. Little Chico was enjoying this peaceful day, and as much as we loved to play with him, we were busy. He didn't care. As long as he was around me, he was happy. Underneath the boat, still plenty King George whiting passing by. There was some barracudas, some red mullet, but tons of King George whiting. In meantime, that squid decided to take the jig, so the trick worked. We were still catching plenty live bite, and this time slimy and yakka was just a few meters under the surface. On the bottom rig, we just got flatheads. It was time to go and try our luck in the rip. The water in the rip was not bad at all, but not a single mark on the sounder. We had few rods down and something managed to take the head from the live yakka, but we didn't hook up anything. Most likely arrow squid or something. So after about an hour, back to Mud Island. As we got there, the tide was running in and we started getting some fish. Some small gummies come out and play. Even they were legal size, they were still too small. We took a few pics and sent them back in the water. Then a big run. First we were thinking finally big gummy, but after a while we knew it's an eagle rai. They find on the road, but it's not a fish that we keep. Then another big run, this time a huge stingray. Again, heavy workout, on the light gear, of course, but not something we would like to take for tucker. This time, the underwater camera captured lots of small leather jackets. They had fun pinching my bait. Later we had another small gummy, and that concluded our adventure for the day.
As you've seen, gummies are not the only fish we catch here. Summertime we do catch lots of yuccas, slimy mackerel, gurnard, tommy ruff, you name it. Best time to target gummy shark, it's few days before and after full moon, and also few days and after new moon.
We found that 2 hours before the tide change worked the best for us, saying that sometimes we did get them even on total slack tide, but that's the time when you're going to get lots of banjos, skates and Port Jackson sharks.
The next video is another blast from the past. It is December 2018 and it's adventure with Zoran, and that's Zoran's first gummy shark.
Enjoy!
This blast from the past was 23rd of December 2018. We were at the ramp 4 AM and our destination was Mud Island. Normally it takes me about 40 to 50 minutes to get there. The water was just brilliant and the bright moon was lighting our path. When we got there, I was looking to anchor on my 11-meter mark. We loaded the rods with everything we had, from pilchard to squid to whole yuccas. There are lots of toothy creatures in this area, so why not have a big bite and catch a big fish? First catch of the day was a big skate, diamond ray, which gave Zoran a good workout for the morning. On the other side of the boat, I was doing the same, banjo after banjo. Then we had a gummy pup. That gave us some hope that we're gonna get our target fish. We let that one go and then we hooked an eagle ray. Just after we released the eagle ray, double hookup. I had a banjo, but Zoran was on something more serious. After a few good runs, he managed to get it to the surface. It was a gummy, exactly what we were waiting for. A bit of arm stretch and I managed to gaff it and bring it in the boat. At that stage, Zoran was doing the unga chaka dance. After all the throwbacks, finally a keeper. Well, that's the story of Zoran's first gummy.
In this video I'm going to show you what we use chasing gummies in Port Phillip Bay and offshore. Standard setup, 7-foot rod, fiberglass, this occasion ugly stick, Pen 650, Diver 4000, Fluga, Shimano 4000, 5000 reel maximum for Port Phillip Bay, and 30-pound line. If you want to go fancy, then you can use something like this. Very light, very nice rod, 12 kilo samurai rod with 4000 Phantom diver reel, 40-pound line, and then we got obviously the standard setup, which is the running sinker, as you've seen it in the video. Good part about this, you can just change the size of the sinker depending on the current. In this situation, I use a Snell hooks. Snell hooks I use when I do a whole yucca, whole pilchard, a fillet of yakka, a fillet of anything, even a whole squid. I would use snell hooks. If I go offshore, then I up my game. In this situation, I use 15 kilo rod with a Zaragoza 10,000. You can go as far as Stella, but 40 to 50 pound line. And in this situation, I use a single circle, Brady's obviously outlaw circle hook. Now, the idea of the circle hook is because I love using wrasse. If I catch a wrasse, obviously I fillet it or I cube it, put it on a circle hook, and gummies love it. Best tip I can give you today, it's if you do use wrasse, skyle it. Skyle it before you put it on a hook. Thank you.
The Werribee South boat ramp is situated near the mouth of Werribee River, approximately 30 kilometers from Melbourne. Boat launching and parking here are free. There are 4 floating pontons and 6 boat ramps. The 2 side ramps are mainly adequate for smaller boats, while the middle can be used to safely launch any trailer boat. There is over 50 marked boat trailer car parks all around the ramp. A fish stainless steel cleaning table that accommodates 4 anglers at a time. Also, there is a toilet block in a short walking distance, as well as a standard car park. Make sure, if you are going on the charter or going out with a friend, to use this car park, as you may get a ticket if you park on a boat car park. During busy season, the boat trailers can be parked on the grass paddock west of the boat ramp. The channel to navigate in and out is quite narrow, but it is marked well with green posts, and you'll see the green and red post, which we call the gate, at the end of the channel. As you navigate, keep close to green posts and don't take a shortcut before the red post, as it can get very shallow and you will damage your propeller or even break the skeg. This ramp can get busy around Christmas. Sometimes all the car parks are full and you may have to park on the side of the road. This area is quite protected, which makes the launch and retrieve easy.
I hope you enjoyed today's show. Before we go, we're going to introduce you to Chiquita, our new Happy Fisherman member. And next week we'll take you back to St. Leonard's, where we're going to show you a few more tips and tricks catching King George whiting. Thank you for watching.
I hope, I dream, I wish to catch a big